Everybody waiting for people to come in right now so we can get this conversation started. Those that know me know how I get down here, how we all get down. We go and we do things and we have fun with it. There we go. As people start chiming in, making sure people start chiming in, people start coming on in. That's right. I appreciate each and every individual coming on in right now before we get this thing started. I'm thankful and I'm grateful for each and every individual. Let's go. It's your boy Big Truck. So, we're about to start. We're about to get it going right now. I want to thank each and every individual for chiming in. I appreciate you. So without further ado, we're going to chime in and we're going to start. Shout out to my man, Meter Tutorials and Review. He got something good right now. I like this piece that he did. And what we're about to do right now is home in and focus in on these relationships and on these things here. Grab your shoulder pads and your helmet and walk with your boy. Peep this out.
Had a debate. The debate focused on four major topics. Number one, should men pay 100% of the bills in a relationship? Number two, are women less submissive today than they were previously? Number three, dating with children? And number four, red flags in dating. Now, the conversation, let's take a look right now. The conversation is 2 hours and 37 minutes long. Obviously in this VOD, I'm not gonna go over the whole thing, but guys, leave me comments down below, like the video. If you guys want me to do a full comprehensive breakdown via live stream, let me know, and maybe we could take it from that perspective as well. All right, but let's go over some of the major topics that I think is important for us to do. Without further ado,
this is a must. I must get a brother to cover 100% of the bills. So let's bring some clarity to this. Yada, I'm gonna have you open up the conversation here. Should men be expected to cover 100% of the bills?
I believe if men are claiming to be providers, and we know that means to take care of whoever's under you, that he should provide 100%. While we're doing this, this gives the woman time and space, not just to be great for the man, but also great for the children. And I want to use myself for example. I provide 100% for my woman. My son, he's only 5 years old, and he was tested 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. 2 days ago. He's only in kindergarten, but
Here's the thing. I want to chime into that. I know the basics about this brother here in the suit. You have some women that want to hear that feel good message. I call it the halftime speech. And from what I gather from him, to me, a sin with glasses. Pandering to women. Giving women that feel good lecture. You have to be realistic. And I know about Anton Daniels. Very realistic brother. He's always spot on. But this is one of the large things that is missing in relationships today. when we talk about 50-50. He's going to break it down. And then I'm going to share my thoughts with it. Because in relationships, it's teamwork. It goes beyond just the finances. It's whatever we do to make sure that our household and the things thereof stays afloat. That's what we do together. You see, just like in football, if I'm speaking in football terms and I got my teammate, we're going to win games together. We're going to lose games together. We're going to train together. We're going to watch film together. We're going to go head up in them pads together. But when it comes down to going into the game of play, we got each other's back. I know what he's capable of. He knows what I'm capable of. We both doing what we do to complete the assignment. What is the assignment? Depending on our position. Whether we on defense, stop the ball carrier. If we on offense, move that ball into that end zone. So we have different responsibilities, but it's the same thing. Teamwork. So in a relationship or marriage, last time that I checked, it's a teamwork thing. When we hear modern women use, I'm not going 50-50, I'm not going 50-50. It's not just financial. It goes beyond that. And we're about to tap into these things. This is a real good debate, but also is something that a large number of men and women should really take notes. And now you see where I say be careful who you listen to.
Tested at a 4th grade level. Why is that? Because I handle my responsibility providing, and providing isn't just financial. Any man off the street can walk to a woman and give her money. Providing is elevating a woman mentally, elevating a woman spiritually, emotionally. This is what it means to provide for a woman. Not just here's some money, run off with it. No, let me elevate you. Let me bring you closer to your God. Let me set standards in your life. If your father gave you to me, you are my responsibility from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. I'm gonna love everything about you 100%. And if I can't do that, I'm not a man.
That's where I disagree. That's where I disagree. But once again, we got to use our ear gate on this one. Let's go.
I'm a male, and that's a difference.
Nah, yeah, lazy ass nigga. Let's call it what it is. See, that's one of the things that we cannot turn a blind eye to the truth and the things that we see. Like I said before, when it comes to relationships or marriage, it is a team thing. We do things together. We build together. We go through storms together. We go through good times together. My money is the house money. Her money is the house money. Especially in this day and age, 2 incomes is better than 1. Because now that my channel is growing, I get emails, I get comments, I get questions asked. Where's all the good men at? You have to look at yourself and ask yourself, why are you attracting the same type of man? Every man is different. And we have to know that. You have to know that. A lot of times, a large number of women don't look at themselves. A large number of men don't look at themselves. Because I be getting men asking me questions. And I tell her like a T.I. is. You have to be masculine. You have to set your boundaries. You have to know your preference. And you have to stand on that. Stop simping for a woman that is not your woman or don't share an interest in you. But don't go talking to a woman out the side of your mouth either when there's no need to. There's a certain way as a man you have to carry yourself. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to pay some woman's bills that ain't my wife. And even though I do have a wife, when it comes to paying bills and running our household, we're going to do that together. we're going to have an understanding that we know about that works for us.
That's your one
Man,
track.
talk to me, brother.
No.
Talk.
Before they go in, you can already tell from Yada's talking points who exactly that his audience is. Oftentimes, you'll see these Derek Jackson-like panderers within the female community that says a bunch of buzzwords and talking points that allows the women to feel good about themselves, irrespective of their ability to contribute a damn thing to the relationship. Now, if you're saying that a man is not a man, he is a male unless he can provide 100% of the bills. Now, mind you, he's a multi-millionaire through this pandering bullshit. So him providing 100% of the bills, being a multi-millionaire makes a lot of goddamn sense. But
see, it's no better than Shira 7. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's no better than Princilla. Race hustling. Play off of women's brokenness. You see? Knowing who to talk that shit to. You see? Knowing who's going to believe and receive what he has to say. You notice a traditional woman would not agree with nothing this brother's saying. See, you don't just have female race hustlers, but you got some male race hustlers. I know about the Derek Jacksons, this brother here. And you have to use wisdom, discernment, and you have to know what works for you. You have to make a decision. Oftentimes in a relationship, from what I've noticed through my observation, the good person gets passed up. I remember listening to an old clip of Tupac. And Tupac was saying that there was this woman that he did nice things for, he had an interest in, etc., this and the third. And she treated him like trash, basically. So he developed this alter ego. You know, F you hoes, yada, yada, yada. And when he started coming at women like that, they gravitated to that more than him being a nice guy. Now you get it, ladies? But yet, we'll call it Pookie and Ray Ray. But when Pookie and Ray Ray do what they do to you, now you in your feelings. A drink? Anyone?
essentially what he's saying is that you are not a man until you could provide 100% of the bills to a woman. Meanwhile, the average salary in the United States, somewhere around $55,000 to $60,000 per year. And if you live in a medium cost to a high cost of living city, that could be difficult just for yourself. But listen, if there's one thing that I've learned about media today is that modern women love to be pandered to, and they'll pay you so much money to just receive information that helps them feel good about them.
That is so true. Tell me what I need to hear. Tell me that I'm great. Tell me that I'm the shit. Tell me that I'm magnificent. Anything but the truth. Please don't tell me the truth. I don't want to hear the harsh reality. I don't want to hear that the reason why I keep choosing the same type of man is because I have daddy issues, because I have childhood trauma that I didn't deal with. I don't want to hear that growing up in a single parent household, this is what was familiar to me, because certain things was done to me, certain things I've seen, the environment I've been around. Please don't tell me that harsh reality. I want to feel good. I want to feel good. And that's what happens. But what happens when that fades away? What happens when you're backed into a corner and you're forced to look at yourself. And you can't run, you can't hide. Then what? Well, I'll be damned.
Themselves. But the problem is, and the problem that I have with this guy is that lying to these women will produce less results in their life because you put them out of state of reality and you put them into a state of delusion. It is delusional to think that a man is not a man until he can provide 100% for a woman. Shit, I look at my own father within my life. He was a teacher. He didn't make a lot of money, but he raised me. So are you telling me that my father was not a man because he couldn't provide 100% in a marriage to my mother? Are you insane? Anyway, let's let Anton cook here for a quick second.
To me, brother.
Nope.
Talk to me,
That's
brother.
not what we're going to do today.
Talk to me, brother.
So this is what we're going to do.
Talk to
right?
me, brother.
Because he's like Kamala Harris right now.
Talk to me, brother.
And I've heard all of these talking points.
Saying a lot.
One of the things I'm going to say right here, my dad, Shaka, my dad is the type of, is, and will always be that type of father that is supportive, that loves his kids. Track meets, he was there. Football games, he was there. My dad was involved with things that me and my brothers and sisters had going on. And that's why I love and admire my dad for that. All those late night talks, all of those cold crush, hard conversations, they meant something. The discipline when I was out of line. Yeah, Dad got me back in line. Large number of men, they crying, they screaming for their father. Their father's not there. It's a cold world. But then you wonder why a large number of the men, one half are feminine men, the other half are masculine men. We cannot turn a blind eye to the truth and the things that we see. We got to call that shit out. That's the thing. A large number of individuals don't want to call it out. Well, if we don't speak on it, it doesn't exist. No, it does exist. That's the problem. No one's talking about it. No one is sharing. But you wonder why a large number of the men do what they do. You wonder why a large number of the women do what they do. Gonna learn today.
And I don't even study him because he says the same thing over and over again.
Talk to me.
See, the thing is that this is a debate. Anton sat there and listened to him, and in response, as he's trying to answer, he's throwing all of these damn words and all of these damn jabs. This means to me that he's a bit scared of what his opponent is about to say, so he's essentially trying to interject to throw him off of his shit. Let's keep going.
You got to control yourself because that's
brother.
not
Good job,
manly.
Anton.
Talk to me, brother.
You got to control yourself.
Brother, talk to me.
Calm him
brother.
down.
You see how I was quiet
Talk to
when
me.
you were speaking?
No, you cut me off, but go ahead, brother.
I didn't say anything.
You got it, brother. There you go.
I was quiet
made that
when you were
up.
speaking.
Go ahead, brother.
And so now we're going to add nuance. Now we're going to add context. So, first thing we have to do is we have to ask ourselves the question, what does it mean to be a man? Because being manly has nothing to do with a woman. It has nothing to do with pandering. It has nothing to do with just providing.
Yeah.
Being a man means being purposeful. That's what being a man is. That means that whatever it is that I seek from God, because my purpose is not a woman. A woman is a helpmeet.
And I want y'all to listen to what Anton Daniels breaks this thing down. There's a lot of things that come into being a man. It's not just about financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And in this type of conversation, masculine men. You see? So, Have that in your mindset when Anton Daniels is talking. And this is some food for thought. This is something for large women to take notes, so that you as a woman can use your discernment and knowing what type of man you want, you need. I don't care less about what you want, you need. And then you ask yourself, as a woman, can you handle a man of that caliber with these characteristics? Let's eat.
So when he panders to you guys, and ladies, remember, I don't know what he's selling. I don't know what product that he has. But my goal is to get you married. My goal is to have you married based off of what God says is sanctified, right? I don't want y'all divorced. I don't want you unequally yoked. I don't want you to be a single baby mama. I don't want you shooting your shot in the dark thinking that this guy is giving you insight when he's just giving you talking points with no...
Yeah, that's all he's doing is talking points. Selling y'all a dream, like a car salesman. Okay, TD Snakes Jr. That's all it is. And then a large number of you women cater to that. Instead of thinking logic, let's eat.
No real substance behind it.
Let them cook.
And here's the context. At what age do you want to be married? Do you put yourself in a position to find the person that's best for you? Has your father given you away? Does your parents actually see value in the person that is looking to marry you? And when you start to ask yourself these questions,
accountability
and
questions.
I don't speak to just rich people because we both have money, we both have resources. So let's remove that from the table. I speak to the majority, not the minority. And when you are 20, 21, 22 years old, especially if you are a person that's looking to become a man, you are supposed to fail in controlled environments, meaning that your father is not even supposed to give you everything.
Very true.
He's supposed to give you what you need in order to be successful. My father was able to buy me a car, but he told me that I had to earn it and work for it because I valued it more, which then extended to every single thing that I touch, including the woman. See, my wife is here. My wife travels with me. She knows me. She understands me, right? And so at 20, 21, 22 years old, you supposed to be broke. Unless you're doing something that you ain't supposed to do in order to get it.
Right.
You supposed to be building. You supposed to be understanding each other. It's a storming, a norming, a forming situation. And in no circumstance do you ever come into it fully understanding who the person is, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah.
And so when we start to look at what God has ordained to be great, the purpose of a man, it's not just to give spirituality and leadership, and it's to understand. The first thing that the word says, in everything that you do, you get understanding. And everything you do, you get understanding. I don't even know her. I don't even know you. Everybody is out here dating, everybody running around, everybody doing everything. They're giving themselves to each other. We think that money or resources or what you can do or what you can offer a person is supposed to make up for all of the insecurities and the problems and the issues that you have in your childhood. What have you solved for?
But see, he's hitting the hammer on the nail. And this is the type of conversations that we have to have. These are the type of conversations that need to be had. And we see this shit day in and day out. It's why a large number of women do what they do. I'm only with a man because of his resources. I'm only with a woman because of her resources. What happens when you are all resourced out? Then what? When you go to your grave, and we all gonna go to our grave one day, you can't take all them things with you. Now what? It was like a question that I asked a large, is what I asked individuals. And I'm gonna ask that question again. You're on your deathbed. Wouldn't you want to have your partner there with you? That's a real question to sit back and ask yourself. Because all those times you said, you don't need no man, you don't need no man. You said it so much until you believed it, cursing yourself. And now look, you have health issues. No one to build memories with. No one to share your life with. That's the reality. That's the real reality that makes you sit back and say, you know what? I wish I would have done better. I wish I would have gave that person that was on the bus a chance. I wish I should have gave that person on my job a chance. I wish I should have gave that good person that saw the true value and true good in me a chance, but I didn't. I've given everybody else a chance, but that good person. And now look what I have. The ones that I've chose, they've all abandoned me. They got what they wanted and they were out. This person was willing to stay, but I rejected that person. Come on now. I cannot be making this shit up. I cannot be making it up. This is real food for thought. This is real facts.
Cooking right now. Now listen, just consider how flawed this brother's logic is. From a female perspective, if you're not just gonna buy into the pandering, essentially you're using money as a qualifier. Listen, there's men out there that have money as a qualifier that don't give a fuck about you at all. But there's good, hardworking men, good character men, high integrity men that may be in and around your space that you won't even look at because he doesn't fit this requirement of getting 100% of the bills paid for you. According to his own definition, I bet you that this brother was a male before he started to pander to women, because once he got that bag, now he can do exactly what it is that he tells most of the population of males to do. Let's keep going.
Right? Do you have problems in your childhood? Do you even have a father? Do you know what it means to be a man? It's a lot of women that's raising men to be feminine because they're in single parent households, right? How does that look? What does it look like when you get into a situation with a woman that has a child out of wedlock already, and then she still has to deal with the father? How do you deal with that?
Just don't get into them.
See, these are the questions that he can't answer for you
because it's
the only thing he talks about is pandering.
Yes.
I'm talking about context. I'm talking about substance. I'm talking about spirituality. I'm talking about praying together. I'm talking about building. You're supposed to get married when you're young because it prevents you from sinning and finding yourself with all of these bodies and these soul ties that ultimately carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you start to see every single man and you can't take it out of your memory with the person that you wind up being with. Most women have skipped over the man that they're supposed to be with.
Come on.
Because they didn't have the guidance, because they didn't have the spirituality. They don't know the word of God. And so it's easy to just say, oh yeah, just provide 100%.
Yeah.
What happens when life happens and you 22, 23, 24 years old and you get married?
Come on.
I got one better. What happens when your faith is tested? Ooh. What happens when all hell is breaking loose? What happens when one of your family members passes away? Or one of his family members passes away? Are you woman enough to handle that? You know, you're a boss bitch and you're that chick and you're a boss and everything. Are you woman enough to handle that? Are you strong enough to stand with him? Are you strong enough to cover him in prayer? This is the reality of it. Don't say that you are something that you are not, because when reality hits home and your back is up against the wall and your faith is tested, we gonna see if who you say you are by your character. Your character will tell us everything that we need to know about you.
The economy messed everybody up.
Come on.
Everybody that thought that they had it, guess what? You got a plan, and then God has a plan. What happened to the character? Why you don't talk about character?
Hold on, and Anton, just
Why he don't? No, hold on. Why he don't talk about character? Because what I teach my daughter, I'm a reflection of the man that I would want my daughter to marry. I don't tell my daughter to go and look for a guy to provide for her.
Right.
I tell
That's
my
pimp
daughter to go and
mentality.
look for a guy that's believing in God, that has good character, that actually worships and looks for and focuses on his purpose, because everything else falls in line. The money is gonna come. We so busy chasing money. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you. You don't have to chase money. You don't have to look to women to provide for them, because if you're naturally that, if you're raised up in the admonition of your father, which is what God has ordained for you to do, you don't have to worry about that. That's naturally in you.
Let me answer the question for you, Anton. The reason why he doesn't talk about a man's character within his content is because a man's character doesn't pay her damn bills, right? Which she wants alleviated. The man's character, morals, doesn't pay for the child that she created way before you. But fantastic pivot from this brother right here. But what I can see is that this guy he's surface level in order to pander to extract as much money. Anton is more reality based. He can coach. From what I can hear, he could speak to reality, real life examples, what is really happening today.
Just like when some may say, man, Big Truck, a lot of your content, it sounds like you're woman bashing. Like, no. Because if I hold women accountable, I also hold men accountable too. However, the things that we see, we're going to have a talk about it. Here's my experience. Here's what I've experienced. Here's what I've learned from those experiences. Through these experiences, if things were done different, one's life would be better. Social media has gotten a large number of these women's mindset fucked up. Like for real, for real. Social media, music, friends, not dealing with your past, all of these things. And then you have some walking around, I don't need that, I'm good, I'm fine. But your character, we looking at your character. This what your character say. And what your character is saying, it's not good. And you wonder why men are walking away. Even if we flip it. Man's character. If his character ain't right, that man will shoot himself in the foot and will completely turn a woman off. And he won't understand why he's not chose.
Focuses on being hard on men, having high requirements and standards for men in order to placate to the emotionality, the irrationality of some of these modern day women.
And so, yes, absolutely, she should be purposeful. And her purpose at that time could be raising the children, depending on if y'all got children. Her purpose at that time could be out there and bringing in resources because she's learning a new skill that can then translate into the company that y'all build together. It's a lot of nuance and a lot of context. But I hate it when people pander to women because they leading y'all astray. And it sounds like I'm a harsh father. It sounds like it's a difficult situation. It sounds like you're just supposed to be giving everything. But if that's the case, then why are we as a society,
It's cooking them.
why are we as a people, as black people in particular, so far behind, and we further behind than we ever been, even though we the freest and we have the opportunity to choose for ourselves?
That is so true. Anton, you cooking him like some jerk chicken and rice and peas. But ladies, this is the truth. What he just described, that's what men look for in a woman. Is she wife material? Is she nurturing? Is she loving? Can she bring resources back to the house so that we can all eat? Is she studying her playbook? see? Like I said, 2 incomes is better than 1. I've had many conversations with men and women when it comes to the finances. If a man is making $50,000 a year, a woman is making $50,000 a year, that's $100,000 right there. Y'all both winning. If he's making $40,000 a year, she's making $40,000 a year, that's $80,000. Y'all both are still winning, especially if you two are the type of individuals that like to budget your money. If you two are the type of individuals that like to budget your money, you're winning. The things that you see on social media, a large number of individuals ain't really living like that. They renting cars, having you thinking that's theirs. Renting a house, have you thinking that's their house. Or taking a picture standing in front of the house in the damn driveway. That's somebody else's driveway. I'm surprised the homeowner didn't come outside and say, get your ass out in front of my damn house. Folk be faking for the gram on TikTok and Instagram. Faking. But y'all glamorize that. Oh, that's what I want. I want to be like that. I want to live like that. Your ass ain't ready for that. You wouldn't know what to do with it.
This isn't God. Ain't none of this what he talking about God right now. And I ain't even studied him. I ain't even getting started. I'm gonna let you cook. Go ahead.
Well,
do your
hold on,
thing.
wait. So, but I want clarity before we move on.
Go ahead, let's get
because
it.
when we
Let's
talk about
get it.
should men pay 100% of the bills, I'm assuming that means based on the context that you just gave.
It's based
that
off
men-
of your circumstance and situation. Everyone is different, and nobody is
right.
a monolith.
My brother,
That's
my
right.
brother.
Nobody is
My
a
brother.
monolith.
Okay,
I
let's go, Yada.
love how he put so much passion into his words. But when God created man, God gave man a purpose.
Here you
and
go.
what was the purpose? What was the purpose?
One thing I cannot stand is when people be using the word of Yahshua, be using their words for their own personal gain. I cannot stand when people do that. Stop using Yah's word for personal gain. Because I'm listening to you, and I can already tell you, you really slick at the lips. You really slick at the lips, and I grew up in the hood. You one of them type of people that pull a Derrick Jackson.
Place that man in a garden.
What the?
What's this? That's a tree. What's this? Those are clouds. What's that? That's a sky. What's that? That's a bear.
Okay, Kamala
That's not
Harris.
And listen to
You don't
me.
even know the
Man,
word of
listen
God.
to me.
You don't even know the word of
Listen
God, but
to me,
I'ma let you
brother.
cook.
Listen to me. And when God seen that he was fit to represent himself as a man, he put him to rest.
Calm
and
down.
from that
Calm
rib,
down. Why are you so hyped?
This is actually a smart tactic. You know, this is how preachers get a lot of women within the church.
Yeah, they
He's
do.
attacking with logic and reality, and now he's going faith-based in order. This is like, you know, ever watch that show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they got to phone a friend? He's phoning God right now in order to try to help his argument. Anton just asked you maybe 27 questions in reality about the context of relationships, the context of marriage, the nuance within all of that, and you start going to Adam and Eve, baby? What? Excuse me. I don't want to get deep into this religious discussion. Let's listen to a little bit more to see if there's any more
took
substance.
Eve. Now this is a fact. Now we have to understand, what does it mean when you create a woman from the rib? What is a rib? A rib protects the internal organs, the heart and the rib. If the rib is mishandled, it fractures, it breaks. And what does that do to the man? It leaves him vulnerable. It leaves him hurt. But if a man handles this rib, protects this rib, uplifts this rib, guides this rib, loves this rib, this woman is able to become something greater than what she was created, which uplifts the man himself. So God gave a man responsibility before he gave him a woman. He didn't say, here's Adam and here's Eve. He says,
My whole thing is here. Why is he hollering? Why is you hollering? For what? Peep this out, people. Peep this out. I cannot be making this up.
Here's Adam.
Sound like he at the pulpit right now, right?
And here's a responsibility. And then when God was seen that he was fit to be considered a man and a head, which God is the head of man and man is the head of woman, he then gave God Eve. And then what happened, brother? And then what happened?
You tell me. Because I'm going to add the context. I want you to finish.
We can go in deep. If you want chapters, whatever, we can do this. But I need every young man listening to me that was raised in a home without a father. Young girls that was raised in homes without fathers. Your mother is divine greatness. Your mother is beautiful. I don't care what no man says about you, your mother, or where you can go. Strive to elevate. Strive to become the best version you are before you get into a relationship, so you don't have to drag a woman through the same things your fathers did to your mothers.
Oh my God.
Love yourself enough.
What is he even
to
saying?
provide for yourself. So when you
don't even know what the hell he's saying. He sounds like Kamala Harris. Not making not damn 1 sense. But we're gonna let this thing play a little bit longer. And I got something else to play too. Like I said, discussion time.
You get into a relationship with a woman, you don't have to abandon her or drag her through your turmoils. All praises is completely due to the Most High. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right here. That was unbelievable. I feel like, number one, the louder that you yell doesn't make you more correct. I hope you do know that. But, you know, I guess the preacher thing, the fake preacher prophet thing that he's doing, it works, right? It works to a subsection. That's why men are leaving the church, right? In droves, for a variety of reasons, but one of which because the emotionality placates to the ear of a woman. But actually watching this debate in this manner reminds me that it pays dividends to be less emotional when you deliver your talking points, such as what an Anton is. Remain salient, clear with your points, direct, as opposed to all of this kind of theatrical shit that the brother on the right is doing. Anyway, let's fast forward a little bit because they go off into the religious conversation for far too long.
Regardless of whether or not we get you impregnated or not, we still have to be responsible for that. We go to jail regardless of if we want to take care of that kid or not. If we decide that we don't want to pay child support, even if it's not your child, a woman can put your name on the birth certificate and you will be imprisoned as a result of it.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen a couple of times. I have a couple of partners, and that has happened to him when all he had to do was take a DNA test. And that would have relieved him of that situation. But because he was a bonehead, naive, he was a simp, he allowed the situation to go there. Hey, the benefits of being a simp.
Paternity fraud.
That is just the facts. It's men every single day that go to jail for things that they didn't do. They get accused of things that they didn't do every single day.
And this is why men, we have to continue to protect ourselves at all costs. And be careful of who you date, be careful of who you sleep with, be careful of who you entertain and give your resources and your energy to. Because you can give all those things to the wrong person and you pay for it. We can't do that, man. We got to use wisdom, man. We have to use discernment, man.
Meaning that men by default, even back in the word of God, is held accountable for the things that their wife do, but it doesn't.
Dang that. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Shout out to my man here, Average Man Unplugged. I'm a fast forward these things, and I really want you to pay attention to what he has to say. I really want you to pay attention because of the simple fact that when we talk, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. So let's talk about it. Let's really, really talk about it.
Fight for the drinks. And as soon as drinks are in hand and you're walking back to your homegirls or your friends or whoever else, they then decide to approach you And I want them to know that we know what you're doing. And my only solution is just bring back courtship. I can't put y'all on game because clearly, like, y'all don't like when women tell y'all what to do or even suggest things to do. But like, I can't. I cannot with that.
Now she said bring back courtship. Okay. Bring back courtship. It would be safe to say bring back being approachable. Bring back large number of women being presentable. Bring back women never had a conversation about how much money you had to make and all these high expectations and high standards. Bring back just being simple. Has nothing to do with settling, but just be simple. Let's get to know each other. Let's vibe. You want to ask these men to bring back something. Why don't you bring back something as well?
That shit's crazy. Devious.
What
You
I
look
find
crazy.
villainous and devious is women coming on this platform and complaining about men not paying for their drinks before they pay for their own drinks. And then want to sit over here and try to call it courtship. Talk about moving the goalposts and gaslighting. Let's get into it.
Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell I would pay for a woman's drink. I learned my lesson with that. That's why I don't do it. Peep this out. I remember that. Flirt. What? Why you leave? Why you leave? Why
So
you
I've been
leave?
holding this video in the vault for a very long time, but I'm finally going to talk about it. Kendra G's gathering in Philadelphia was empty. And I believe I walked past, it was like, and the crazy thing is I was with my man. I was on a date. That's the crazy thing about it. When did I walk past? It was like in the middle. Oh, I'm walking through the Kendra G Singles Live Philly, and nobody is there, y'all. Hold on, look.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. A large number of men, they got the message. And this is what we seeing in our second video. A large number of men going their own way. Why? 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 Why go through it? Why put up with it? Men don't have to. Y'all was the one who said, you don't need no man. All men ain't shit. This is what y'all said. And we giving y'all what y'all asked for. I said, fine. If that's how y'all want to be, go on ahead and be that way. We just gonna go over there. We don't have to stay here when we can go over there and be appreciated. We can go over there and be loved. We can go over there to be desired. We can go over there to be needed. We can go over there to be celebrated. We ain't got to stay here. And that's what y'all are not like. Y'all ain't liking that one bit. Men are picking up their shoulder pads and their helmet and they moving on.
Go closer to the end, right? So I walked past, and it was like a big old Kendra sign out there, and I wanted to meet Kendra. Like, that's what I went for. I wanted to meet Kendra, and he's like, he didn't really know who Kendra was, but I was telling him who Kendra was, and I was like, I want to meet Kendra. So I go down there and I walk in. I didn't record when I was walking there, but I did record me walking past and leaving. And the girl at the front desk was like, Kendra is not here. Kendra didn't show up. I said, okay, well, this is it? She was like, this is it. Like, this is. And I said, well, did a lot of people leave? And she said, no. Like, because I thought I got there on the tail end of the party. And she was like, no, it wasn't a lot of. But what the part that got me is she said, only two men walked in. Side, right? One of the men pulled up in a black Bentley truck, like while I was at the desk, because he was looking for parking. So another man pulls up in a Bentley truck and walks to the front, and everybody got up out their seats, looking up, looking at the door. Everybody. He walked in, he looked around, he walked up and talked to the DJ. All the women eyes was on him. He was he was a tall judge. So I'm thinking in my head, this is Kendra's show in real life. All of the women are looking for this small selection of men. The 6 foot, that was the 6 foot, 6-figured man they all were looking for. That was him.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
The compete. It just goes to show how a large number of women compete. But what a man of that caliber want, y'all? Y'all would know what to do with a man of that caliber. Studies have shown. You heard about a man of that caliber. Boy, the reality is real. See, men are simple. I'd rather take a woman that work at In-N-Out or that's a server at Denny's. But guess what? She knows how to love. She knows how to appreciate. She's a team player. Team player.
Y'all heard it.
Bruh, I tell you, I wish a female would come out here and be like, men are not the prize, we're the prize. Then explain to me how come a man who fits a small percentage of the men that y'all all want, why is it that when one of them walks into a singles event and there's far more women there than there are men, why is it that all of y'all got y'all attention on this one man? And keep in mind, she said 2 other men showed up. I guess the other 2 men didn't pull up in a Bentley truck and were 6 feet tall, huh? Fuck out of here, man. But apparently, this isn't just happening in singles events. I've actually covered this before, but
I sure did too.
Man, the club's looking pretty empty too, bro. Check this out.
Clubs is not what it used to
Where are
be.
the single men at in Atlanta that are not absolutely unhinged?
Atlanta nightlife right now is not the same.
Stop it.
Especially clubs. One of the biggest clubs, one of my favorites in Atlanta, it just closed down.
Fellas, welcome back to the channel. All right, today we're diving into something that's been causing a lot of buzz lately. Why men are done with the club scene. You heard that right. It's
back in the days, the club scene was fun. Club scene was a social place. Everybody had a good time. You know, if you mess up nice, you wanted to take that home. Or you wanted to go out to breakfast after the club. You know, everybody used to go to Denny's and Norm's. Then after that, for a nightcap, go back to the crib. It was all cool. It was all love. It was good. Person took you home. Or y'all even set up a date night because you wanted to see that person again. That's how it was at the club, a social event, a social place. Not a place If you're in a relationship, you want to go. Or if you're married, you would want to go. But it's a place for singles. See a person that you liked, you grabbed that person by the hand and you took them to the dance floor and y'all danced. It was all love. Now, shit. Animals show their love for each other more than humans do. Run tell that.
It's not just a phase. More and more guys are saying no thanks to nights out. And with stats showing that up to 90% of clubgoers are now women, it's starting to look like a serious shift is happening. So, why are men walking away from the dance floors? Is it just the vibe, the cost, or something deeper? We're about to break it all down. And trust me, some of these reasons will surprise you. Let's get into it.
In my honest opinion, I think it's because men are starting to understand their value and they're starting to see that a lot of these women, the only reason why they're complaining about this is because they're having to pay for their own shit now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I played that intro clip at the beginning, because I don't know if y'all remember, I just covered that DC chick about a week ago who had the same exact complaint. Fellas, it ain't that these women are over here salty because they can't meet men in the club or men aren't in the club. It's that there's not enough men in the club to go around for them to get to pay for their shit.
No, you're not spending money on them. Whether if it's drinks, food. Ladies, stop begging all the damn time. Always begging. Pay for this. Buy me that. Pay for it your damn self. If I'm not clapping your cheeks or married to you, stop asking. Because every time you ask, your value goes down. And you making me think twice about your ass. Stop it. Present yourself. Be presentable. Be respectful. But this is the stuff that we see, right? Well, I'm a woman no matter what. Yeah, and how's that shit work for you? How's it been working for you? See, ladies, modern women, the gig is up. The gig is up. Just like Kamala Harris, the gig is up. Men already figured you out. Men already know how you move now. And they wouldn't know parts of it. Men have options. Men can go somewhere else. Overseas, to another state, to another city. Shout out to Passport Bros, by the way. Let's go.
Shit. That's what it comes down to. And men have caught on to that. And y'all, women have made it such a priority for men to pay. Men are like, oh, okay, we on to y'all game now. That's all y'all really care about. You know what? We're going to want to pull that back.
Time.
Here in Atlanta, the girlies are the ones who approach the men.
Wait.
The men, no.
Wait.
I'm telling you.
The girls are moving to the boys here?
Yes. And they won't say it. They don't want to come out and say it, but they do. The men here are they're just so spoiled. They are spoiled. All the girls are sharing the same man.
It's not about being spoiled. Let's think logically. There's nothing wrong with a woman approaching a man. Oftentimes there's that rejection. Sometimes you have a man that approaches a woman and he get rejected. Okay. There's always that. But see, I respect a woman that goes after what she wants. Because a person that goes after what they want is never alone. See? I wouldn't date a woman that behaves like these two are. Damn that. You just gonna be waiting. Waiting. Just waiting.
All the girlies here, they're dating the same 3 Africans. Africans are a big thing here.
Really?
Yes.
Like Portia Williams, African.
Oh my God, they want that. And then if it's not the Africans, and yes, it has to be like the athletes. Everybody's a money guy now, a entrepreneur, an investor now. Everybody's that in Atlanta, which I don't get. But I don't know what y'all be investing in. But yeah, be careful. Here, I just feel like the dating scene really, really caters to the men. The men don't really court. It's really weird to watch. And then it's weird to see like the women, how they will beat each other's wigs off over these dudes.
Atlanta nightlife right now is not the same.
Stop it.
Especially clubs. One of the biggest clubs, one of my favorites in Atlanta, it just closed down not too long ago.
It's not Magic City, is it?
No, not Magic. Magic cool, but it's not like
popping serious.
No, they doing all of that in Magic. You can have a good time in Magic actually.
Mhm.
But Allure, that used to be my favorite club. It just closed down.
I remember Lord.
But now we got
I remember
Onyx.
that.
Onyx, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know. Magic is cool. Nightlife in Atlanta just not the same right now though.
Why? Because of the close down or just generally?
Everybody locked up.
In prison?
Everybody locked up. All the niggas with money, they
in
inside.
prison?
Everybody, it's just a drought right now.
Oh my God, free the bottle poppers! Free the bottle poppers!
Free the bottle poppers.
They're so important. They're such a...
Not only that, men are using wisdom. Men are waking up. Men are seeing the trees from the forest. They don't want to admit it. But men are saying hell to the gnaw. You see? I have options on top of options. I'm going to give it to you again. I have options on top of options. When you know who you are and whose you are and you operate and walk in that, ain't shit you can tell me. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to go how it's going to go. And there ain't nothing you can do to stop it.
The integral part of the club life.
Maybe they'll come out in the winter. It's been real slow lately, dry.
All the bottle poppers are in jail.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A lot of them, not all of them. A lot of them in jail or in hiding because they don't want to go to jail.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe it's just because men are starting to value their wallet a little bit more because that seemed to be all y'all care about? Just a thought. But let's take a look at this clip here, because I came across this and I found this very interesting too. Check this out.
Here's the thing. The Atlanta club scene, and really club culture in general, has turned into an adult show and tell, where 90% of the women are more interested in ignoring men and putting on a performance for each other. It's almost like straight clubs have become places where women dance and flirt with each other, while men are left on the sidelines wondering what the point even is. The worst part is the rude and nasty attitudes many of these women bring. They act like they're too good to engage with men, even though they're in places where social interaction is the whole point. This attitude has pushed men over the edge. Why would any man want to spend his night being ignored or treated poorly by women who are just there to get attention and validation from each other? Men are fed up.
But see, that's how the club scene was back then. Everybody went to the club. Everybody had a good time. Why would I want to pay to go to a club and watch 2 women dancing? And then the third one in the corner taking damn selfies and going on TikTok live. Why the fuck would I do that? Like, for real, for real. But again, this is what you have. When a large number of individuals have let social media be their life, or they sell their soul to the things of social media, look at the results of it. A large number of men and women have sold their soul to the things of this world. Look at the result of it. You see it. Not everybody is a soul seller. You have some smart, intelligent men and women out there. But damn it, man, on the other side of that coin, You have some men and women that are out there to make you go,
Up with the entitlement, the disrespect, and the games. It's no wonder more men are walking away from the club scene entirely. They see right through it. It's no longer about genuine connection or even a fun night out. It's all about showing off, getting validation, and being rude to anyone who doesn't fit the fantasy. If women in these clubs actually cared about meeting men or having meaningful interactions, they'd stop with the games and the attitude.
I remember going to a club, since we're talking about Atlanta, and I was in training camp with the Falcons in '01, and we was all hanging out. And we went to the club. I mean, just to see how, oh my gosh, it's you, it's big truck and et cetera. Just jogging. Yeah, but what if I wasn't in camp? What if I wasn't who I was? Because at the end of the day, I'm just a regular person. Then what? Then, here we go again. I was playing out with the Georgia Force of the AFL. Going into the club. If I'm just a regular person, I would not be getting this type of love. But because of what I do. Okay, fast forward. '05, Dallas Cowboys training camp. Once again, what I do. But that was enough. That was enough for me to be like, all right, I already know what type of zone you on. I ain't feeling that. So me coming from experience, seeing how this shit is it really worth it? Hell no. Number one, I ain't buying you no damn drink. I ain't spending no money on you. You're not my wife. I owe you nothing. I don't care how fine you are. Been there and done that. What's your dome piece like? What's your heart like? What intentions do you have? Do you have good intentions or bad intentions? See, when you start peeling a person like a banana, you're going to get the truth out of their ass.
But until then, men are moving on from this nonsense. It's just not worth the time or effort anymore.
And you know what's funny? Because, like I said, I just came back from Surin. The brother that got married, me and him was talking, and he was telling his wife, like back in the United States, we don't go clubbing like y'all do out here in Thailand because you got to work so much and everything is so expensive. It's like, shit, man, you tired and you don't want to waste your money on a night out like that.
Just like back home in Jamaica, the club scene, and because a lot of the clubs are in Montego Bay, Kingston, and so forth, it's a totally different vibe than out here in the U.S. It really is. It really is. My cousins just went back home for a wedding, and the pictures that I've seen, the footages that I've seen, I'm like, see, that's fun. That's what it's like when you go to the club and you have fun and you dance and you socialize and you having a good time. Not this bumbleclad American stuff that's going on out here. Because it's totally changed. There's nothing wrong with going out and having a good time. But whatever happened to having a nice meal, chilling out, having a Netflix night, having fun at home, doing some home activities, having some drinks and just listening to some oldies for goodies. Oh, taking it back. Learn to enjoy each other's time, being in each other's presence. Whatever happened to that? Mm-hmm. Come on now. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Let's see what else has to be said.
Back in the States, we'll just stop at the liquor store, grab a bottle, and go home and watch the game or something. He was like, facts. I'm like, and it's sad to see because, this brother, he just got married and he only 29, works for the Navy, man. And that's how bad it is. This brother is in his 20s and he already checked out. Now, if y'all watched my live show from when I was in Chicago just last month, and I went to a club that was recommended by my friend because that was supposed to be like the most popping club in Chicago, apparently. And it was 2 floors. Both of those floors didn't have a whole lot of people in it. And we stayed there till what seemed like about midnight. So you would imagine by then there should be some people rolling in, right? Because, most places shut down. Last call is usually about a quarter till 2 a.m. So yeah, it's getting bad. And that's Chicago. Chicago, bro.
Shit, I'm going to go a little bit further.
Hey, y'all. I'm going to do a story time with dating in Atlanta.
Nah, we ain't hear no damn story time. We're done with story time. Story time over. Damn it. From Vegas to LA, I'm in both. The club scene, shit's done. Once again, it's not live like it used to be. A large number of men have checked out. We just gonna call it for what it is. A large number of men have checked out. A large number of women have ruined it. Like, really. Let me rephrase that. Modern feminists, mop bucket pirates have ruined it for dating. They have. A traditional woman, she'll go after what she wants. A traditional woman, not only she knows her self-worth, but she knows the worth of the individual that's sitting right in front of her face. A traditional woman, she does the very little things to make that man happy, just to make him smile and appreciate it. Traditional woman, she knows how to love and she's ready to love. Traditional woman, she don't mind going 50-50 because it's not just about finance. It's about romance. It's about mentally. It's about emotionally. It's about physically. It's all rolled in one. Where do you think the terminology teamwork comes from? 50-50 teamwork. Duh. Both are working together to build a legacy. A modern woman don't know nothing about that. A modern feminist woman don't know nothing about that because she's too damn selfish. But a traditional woman do. A traditional woman understands what it means to be loved, wanted, desired, needed. A modern feminist woman don't. She too busy relying on her looks. Looks ain't shit. There's somebody out there way better than you that brings it. See, a modern woman is not on that level. But a traditional woman will cook a man a home-cooked meal and say, come on over here. When was the last time you had somebody feed you? A modern feminist woman is not on that level. She wouldn't be taken out. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But whatever happened to a home-cooked meal? A nice romantic dinner at home? Man, come on now. stop it. But that concludes our time. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for chiming in. Once again, these are those harsh conversations that a large number don't want to have because it hits home. Accountability. And I wanted to dive into these two clips because they were sent to me. Shout out to my man K Spade for sending them both to me. I'm like, how can I do it? Can I just do conversations and reviews or just have a live discussion and just throw both in it? I just said, forget it. I'm going to throw both in it and we're going to roll with it. We're going to lean with it and rock with it. But until then, and only then, it's your boy Big Truck. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share this video. All right? Go live your best life for many people to see. Take that with you and go be great.